Previously on Miss President.
My Dress, My Choice campaign is just respecting women on what they are putting on.
Come 2007, the Wazis said that no, we don't want women, and they collaborated with the men. They ganged up and they ended up killing my son at school in Form 3.
Congratulations, you're going to make it to the next level. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. See you soon.
Oh, you have made it.
Oh, that was... Diamond? Halima? Dorothy Cherop, Vikis? Editor Ache? You're safe for now. You will be able to make it to the next level of this competition.
We believe in you as nominees. And all the 6 of you will go home for this particular moment. But we want you to believe that you can still be change makers in your communities, and you're still going to promote Miss President wherever you are.
So in one glance, this is who's moving to the next level. And who has been eliminated.
Swali ni ile na nitakuuliza tena. Kama ni Dema anasimamia president, utampigia kura? So join us as we take this extraordinary journey for the search for Kenya's first reality TV leader. So, tukauliza akina mama wa Kenya swali moja tu. Are you willing to take on the highest mantle of leadership, the presidency, now with a Miss President? Wanasema, tunaweza. While here, they will do their very best in the hope to persuade the judges and eventually you, of course, that they are eager, enthusiastic, na wanaweza to be Miss President. So join us, njoo, tuende kwa hii adventure with these leaders who have left the comfort of their homes, their loved ones, mabiashara zao, workplace, to come and compete amongst intelligent, determined, and dare I say, fearless ladies in pursuit of a very noble cause.
Over 1,000 applications were received from all over Kenya, and from these, 70 contestants were shortlisted. In the next few shows, there'll be auditions to select a team of 40 women who'll battle it out at the academy. They will then go through a process of training, tasks, challenges, and problem-solving activities, presentations, and finally, eliminations. You can be sure that at every stage of this competition, you will be at the edge of your seat as you attempt to figure out who among all these capable women will emerge on top. Let's meet our esteemed judges for this episode.
I'm Dr. Zipporah Okoth. I'm a lecturer of film and theatre arts at Kenyatta University. I'm also the founder of the Lake International Pan-African Film Festival. I'm a gender consultant and a performing artist. I'm looking for people who are informed, presentable, firm, and have a purpose.
I am Harrison Manga, your judge for today. I work at Media Focus in Africa, where I am programs manager. My area of expertise is in gender mainstreaming. When I look at the contestants that come before us, I am looking for knowledge, I'm looking for coherence, I'm looking for passion, I'm looking for personality.
In this episode, the third group of 18 contestants drawn from the top 70 face the judges for the first time.
Many people have not understood about disability mainstreaming. maybe they have never lived with a person with disability. The most important thing is people to be enlightened on how to handle persons living with disability.
Jemima doesn't want, she's not looking for sympathy. The first thing she tells you is, I'm not looking for sympathy because I can do this.
Women with disabilities have been forgotten for a long time. When it comes to the programs in the community, women with disabilities are not included. So I got that passion to train these women on self-advocacy, on how they can voice their issues, on how to understand their rights, and also to know what are their opportunities.
If you were to hire more people in your organization, would you hire women based on their credentials, because of gender balancing, or because of age?
Sometimes you focus so much on credential and you miss the focus. There are people who are very good on papers, but when it comes to the reality, the real life on the ground, you find that they're not the best. So for me, I will go for the person that has leadership as a talent.
I come from a very humble background on Maasai community, where a girl child was not educated. And because of that, so being a person living with disability and a woman, and coming from a community where a girl child was not educated, to me that was like a triple tragedy. But I thank my parents because they took me to school, they supported me, and that's why I am where I am today.
Whatever happens, I did my best.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
But you can't think about that now. So now I want you to think that you can do it.
Of course I can.
I'm a journalist by profession. I'm also a relationship analyst. Having been into a number of relationships, I believe I can share my experiences and talk to those people that are in relationship.
What kind of relationships are you talking about?
I'm talking about boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the role of the President of the Republic of Kenya?
The President has a mandate to make the public address on so many other issues. He has to address the nation after, in case of any emergencies, you have to make the nation know what is happening. You're not really what is happening, but you're supposed to make the nation understand things that they're not certain about,
Coming here and meeting new people and just interacting with them, getting to know what each one of them does, it's really an inspiration to me. It's a motivation to go back to my village and do even a lot, because I've met people who have done a lot, and I feel like I still need to do more.
The minute I found out that we were 1,000 of us who had applied for this Miss President show, and I'm part of the 70 who are here, I already know that my leadership skills have been recognized.
As a woman, I am more empathetic than the men, and the crisis that our country is in today can be solved by a woman president, because a woman like me is able to listen, is able to check the ego, unlike men, and therefore we also have good negotiation skills. And as the president of this country, I'll be able to ensure that Kenyans enjoy peace, Kenyans enjoy equal distribution of resources.
I really feel good being a participant in the Miss President show. It's a privilege because many of us applied for this, but they were not able to get it.
I'm bold and I'm confident.
How do you handle your fears and insecurities?
Okay, that's a trick question.
Should I want me to know, so I don't know where her weakness is. She's ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I am a founder of Hidden Tears Kenya. I'm also a founder of a fashion line, a cloth line, that is Libuke Designs and Networks. I am funny and bold at the same time. That's how most people describe me. For the dislikes, I don't like people who lie to me because I feel like you're making a joke of my mind. And for the likes, I like swimming, stargazing.
Is what you're wearing part of your design?
Not really. Not really.
Why are you not wearing your design?
Simply because right now we are not that stable. We're just trying to find our strategical plan, our financial plans and everything, so that when we get really started, it can flow. But we have clients that we dress.
We have clients that you dress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is time that the youth understand that it is not always those guys who have stayed in politics for a long time, their role to control everything in this country. It is our role to participate and also advise about what is to be done in our country.
What would you say, before you go in, what would you say is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength is I can do the impossible.
She's almost there, but that doesn't stop her from coming to see whether she can be Miss President, no matter how grueling it is.
I'm the first and former Miss Tourism Kenya, Lamu County. I have several initiatives that I've been doing since 2016 where I got the crown. One of the initiatives is the Boy Child Challenge, where I started. I say that I started the boy child thing after I thought that, yes, I had been focusing on the girl child, but I thought with the modeling, the girl child will be automatically be encouraged and of course, I'll empower them. But still, I didn't leave the boy child behind.
Will you hire women based on their credentials, based on gender balancing, or based on their age?
Yes, I would employ women based on gender.
Explain more, why?
I would automatically give priority to women, first of all, because what I deal with it's talk of beauty, talk of the boy child. So I would make sure there's balance and there's not any disparity.
We should start saying that what a woman can do, a man can do. Because yes, we are here to prove to the world that a woman can take the role of leadership, not just for the house, but for this Republic of Kenya.
Research and development go hand in hand.
Yes.
So if I'm a research scientist, at least I can know this problem comes from here and this is how it can be handled. So it's a great opportunity to have a research leader, a research president. It's for the betterment of the country.
She's ready.
I'm a former IDP, 2007 election, and I'm here because I'm a great inspirational to many. Those who are still in the camps and thinking that this is the end of life, I want to tell them, like, go, 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 you're unstoppable. We were separated, our house was burned into ashes, our family was separated, and up to now, our family has never become back. It's only me and my grandmother who are together now.
So, which camp did you go to? Tell us more about that.
No, I didn't go to a camp. I just got well-wishers and I told them, I come from Vihiga, Majengo. If you can get me there, I'll get to my place. And I was taken.
If you are the president of Kenya, choose any topic of your choice and address the people.
Here I am and I'm ready to work for you. And as I promised you, 90 days in office, nitafanya kazi. Mmeona hamjaona. Niliwaahidi in 1 month's time, I will have integrated my working plan. Mmeona hamjaona. Niliwaahidi kuwa njia zitatengeneza kuanzia mashinani. Barabara mnazo hamna. Kwa hivyo ninawaahidi nitatenda na nitazidi kutenda. I want to ensure there is equality everywhere so that when I come from Vihiga, I don't reach Nairobi and wonder, am I in another country? I want them to experience what everyone else is experiencing. If it's industrialization, I'll make sure each county is equally industrialized.
You have more experience katika mambo ya uongozi.
Because I was a CC for devolution. So my role was to actually operationalize the County Government Act so that the county government could stand in its structures, in its scope, and in its functions.
About Bogita, tell us about how it goes.
There's a program that we have begun in our local community called Bogita, Boy Girl Talk Platform, where we engage the boys and the girls and we tell them real issues. It's a voluntary program, no funding, no nothing. And what we do, we look for every opportunity where we can go and talk with boys and girls. So what we do, like during the World Menstrual Hygiene and Management Day on 28th of May, we went to the local school in our locality and we gathered the girls separately and the boys separately. So we talked to the girls on issues of menstrual hygiene management, and the pastor, the reverend, also mentored the boys on issues of boys. And so every member of Bogita does programs as regards to girls and boys in our community. Inclusivity is one of the issues that has been well tackled in our constitution, that we need to come forward and lead together with our male counterparts, because we've been given that platform by the constitution.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Wacha nikuache uingie.
Yeah. Okay.
Root for Lucy, especially if you're watching from
Nandi County. Yes. I am the lucky lady woman from Nandi who went to Beijing. That was in 1995. When I heard from the radio, they were saying there will be a conference in Beijing for all women. And I thought we were still asleep with my husband. And I told him, I will be the one. I will be one of the women who are going to Beijing. How? And he was wondering, this is a mad woman or what? And I told him, I have to go. They have said, even from the grassroots, and I am one from the grassroots. I have to represent all those from the grassroots. So I went to Beijing. I have given that heart mostly to give services to others. Despite in any way, if there is a token or what, but that is in me. I like to help people.
You are watching Miss President. Welcome back to Miss President. Over 1,000 applications were received from all over Kenya, and from these, 70 contestants were shortlisted. In the next few shows, there'll be auditions to select a team of 40 women who'll battle it out at the academy. They will then go through a process of training, tasks, challenges, and problem-solving activities, presentations, and finally, eliminations. You can be sure that at every stage of this competition, you will be at the edge of your seat as you attempt to figure out who among all these capable women will emerge on top. Here are the contestants who've made it to the academy. They'll be joined by the contestants who are nominated today to the next step to bring us to our top 40 contestants. What's your definition of a president?
Let me tell you, a president ni mtu wa watu. That is mine. A president ni mtu wa watu. That is enough for me.
Why do I love leadership? I love leadership because I feel bad. I feel bad when I see people being oppressed. Like, I just want to fight for the rights of the people. Even if it is my classmates and they deserve something and they're not being given it, they will tell me, Daisy Maze, this is wrong, and I will go. I will go and fight for it. And there is a road from the tarmac kuelekea nyumbani. It's so bad. Every time I go there, I feel so bad. Like, I feel so bad. I just want to make that road.
Now assume you're the president of Kenya and give us a 2-minute speech on any topic of your choice.
Kenya tuna shida ya ukabila, na mimi kama rais ningependa wananchi mnisaidie kupiga hili janga la ukabila. Kama ni miundo msingi na kila kitu, tutaweza kuendeleza kila kitu tukimaliza ukabila. Women can make it. Women can be leaders, and us women, we need to be strong, like strong. You know, we need to do these things, and we need to have the potential. Not just calling ourselves women, but we have the potential. So guys, I am here to make you proud.
This is very different. It's going to help the perspective of people out there. It's going to help women.
Are you ready?
Very much ready.
I'm the firstborn in the family as a girl. They thought it is an embarrassment for me to give birth at home. My parents were very mad at me, and they didn't want anything else but for me to get married. And when my baby was 9 months, I got pregnant, my second baby. And by the time I was 25, I had my 3 children. Alinda is an influencer, someone who has a vision for others. You influence them, you communicate what you want, and then show them the way.
For the presidents, I think we need even parents. People are already done with raising families, and I think this is my prime time for me to do that. And I'm willing, and I've done, I vying for member of parliament last election, and I ran second. And a race which had 9 men, and I was the first woman ever to try and go for men seat.
I've never seen Lydia not smiling.
I think to handle
is that it? Yes.
To handle your fear, you have to prepare. You prepare what you can. It's the 80-20 principle. You do the 80, the 20, it's not up to you.
I see what you mean.
Yes.
So you're ready for this?
I'm very ready.
My mother separated with my father while I was 1 year old, and she has raised 3 children. I'm the last born. And we have a beautiful relationship. She's my best friend, actually. And I am whom I am because of her, because of the things she has installed in me. For example, the thing I never forget, she keeps telling me, it's your responsibility to understand the other person, not the other way around.
If we could make you the president of Kenya, would you take up that position?
I would want to be president so that we have a very good constitution, to be honest. I would want to be president so that I can enforce the constitution. We don't need to go back to policy making. When you read the constitution, even a primary year old, as a kid in primary can understand it. If we just implement the constitution, I feel that we'll be safe.
Someone just touched a nerve. They asked me about my mother, and I was just emotional. I couldn't. I want to tell them, Mom, my sister is called Frida. Frida, I know I can never repay you, and I know you wouldn't want me to repay you, but I am going to carry it forward.
So you've literally supported families umejenga jamii nyingi sana.
Kweli.
Na wote wanakuangalia sasa wanasema huyu ndio mtu wetu. And I'm sure you will not let them down.
I will not. I will.
I'm assuming you'd be interested in being the president of Kenya.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Why would you want to be the president of Kenya?
Okay, to prove that women with disability can also be presidents. And I feel that I'm a living testimony that persons with disability can also be. I'm very grateful to be in this contest of Miss President, which has proved that persons with disability, specifically women, if empowered or given chances, they can do things.
We're still struggling with corruption.
We're still fighting.
We're still fighting. And perhaps we should try a woman president. Maybe we might receive some positive change. The unfortunate incidents of 2007, 2008, the clashes that caught up with the country when the presidential elections were announced. I used to have a house help who used to live in Kibera. During those clashes, her and her husband and her child, they were killed in those clashes. As I went to find out what exactly happened, and the scenes that I encountered as I went to Kibera, they were so horrifying. And it was at that point I decided that I was going to make a change. I'm committed to social justice. Perhaps maybe if we elected a woman president, perhaps we may have some positive change. Whenever I have to be interviewed, I don't know why I get excited, I lose my breath. There's always a beginning for a journey, and as I walk through this journey, the nervousness will disappear. But I have the points and I have what it takes to be Miss President. I'm not going home.
Unajua watu 1000 ni watu wengi sana. Uko tayari?
Niko tayari.
Kabisa.
It is a national holiday. Pick any topic of your choice and give us a 2-minute speech.
We have a lot of issues surrounding corruption in our country. And also here in Narok, we have the issues surrounding Mau Forest. So I have two agendas. First, I want to say those people who are involved in corruption, we are going to deal with them, and we ensure that we finish the issues surrounded with around corruption, starting from our household. It has been a privilege to me to be one of the contestants as Miss President in Kenya. I believe that I'm a winner.
I'm an agent of change and also an activist of human rights.
She speaks like a typical, woman of the cloth. Can she handle questions from the judges about the presidency?
There is a person in the Bible who always encourages me. That's a woman by the name Tabitha.
Yes.
Kwa lugha ya Kimombo, Dorcas.
Okay.
Dorcas was a woman who was resurrected from her death out of the good deeds that she did and even helping the poor. I want to quote somebody also in the Bible. Solomon took 7 years to build a temple for the Lord. And for his own house, he used 13 years. Therefore, patience pays. I'm asking our men that we love to at least this time round, try a woman and see whether there can be a difference. Just as you trust your mothers, continue with the trust, and if possible, increase it, that a woman can be a president and also take this nation far and beyond.
How do you handle pressure?
To handle pressure, you have to have shock absorbers and be resilient as a leader.
So what are your shock absorbers? Family, friends?
It's the inner strength within
The inner strength within you.
Yes.
Okay.
Through thick and thin, I managed to go through schools to be the first Turkana from Kapedo village to get a degree, first Turkana lady to get a master's degree, and from that I became passionate now about leadership, that I can tell my sisters back at home that you can make it despite the background that we come from. As a leader, I have to be visionary, I have to lead by example, I have to be a person of integrity and accountable so that others can have faith in me to lead them. Coming from a family whereby my parents had not gone to school, they were pastoralists. And you see, pastoralists, they don't value education. We are considered as an asset to them because we are supposed to be married off at a very early age. So by that, it was 50-50 going to school. But I managed to pursue and became the first one to go for that degree. I'm passionate becoming the first president from the land of gold, from Turkana County, the minority.
Mtu akisikia jina langu anataka kujua zaidi.
Kweli?
Yes.
Kweli.
So hiyo naweza sema ni it has really worked for me. Yes, mapenzi. Kwa sababu watu wengi mapenzi they go like really.
Nickname ama ni jina lubari.
Si unaona hata imeandikwa hapa?
Unaona
ndio iko kwa kitambulisho. I'm an assistant chief in a sublocation known as Mbalamweni sublocation. Kule kwetu wanawake ni watu ambao bado wanaonekana ni mtu abaki nyuma, asaidie tu nyumbani, lakini in terms of leadership wanawake hatujapewa kipaumbele. I'm the first female assistant chief in my sublocation at this time and era. So inaonyesha kwamba bado upande wa kiongozi kama wanawake bado tuko nyuma.
Give us a 2-minute speech on any topic of your choice.
Mwaka huu mipangilio ya serikali bado iko madhubuti na tutahakikisha kuwa ulinzi unazidi kuimarishwa, na ulinzi tu tusiangalie upande wa defense forces, bali ulinzi ni mimi na wewe. I think I've done my best. Sioni kama kuna anything ninge change, and it's my hope that this trophy will come back home in Kilifi County.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm very ready.
You prepared well?
I believe I have.
Today, I am here because I felt that we need women to be included
for a better Kenya, for economic growth. We need them to reduce the evils that we are seeing in the society. The role of a leader, first and foremost, is to make sure that the organization or the government that he or she is leading is going in the right direction. A leader must safeguard the integrity of the organization of the government that she or he is responsible for. The other thing about the leader is that it is to guide his or her employees in the right direction. I'm proud of myself because I've brought into civil society in my county the women voice. Actually, when I look at it, I see those who are before me mainly were men. I want to say I've seen the change that we have made.
Finally, the third set of 18 contestants have all stood in front of the judges. The judges have stepped aside to have a chat and a recap on the day's presentations.
Hi, so that prelude before we find out who is staying and who is going. Of course, this is me again with no clue about what's going to happen. Daktari laughing at me, and so is Harrison. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So how was today? How different was today from the last time?
Today, I mean, it was difficult because there were a lot of interesting, touching personal stories that we had today.
Okay.
And so because of that, it was very difficult to decide, who stays and who goes, because there wasn't really anything other, outside of those stories that was standing out. That was sort of like you wreck a moment and you're like, because of this, X needs to stay and X needs to go. So,
also have this thing, Harrison, that you are not impressed. Is that?
I think so. It would be unfair to say we were not impressed. I think the more accurate way to look at it is that we have candidates that are mostly at par. And so the distinguishing factors were not so pronounced today. Mm-hmm. And therefore that made it difficult for us to decide, who needs to stay and who needs to go.
You last saw this with me last time, and then next thing I knew, I was the one left with eggs in my hands. That's the correct term to use. Like, Tariq, what are your thoughts?
I think today we had a lot of actresses.
Oh.
Everybody looked very well composed. There were also some cases of inconsistency where somebody says this story, and then you probe a question, then it's like it's not following up, it's not adding up to what they've already said. The one thing about what the questions we are giving is you can never prepare.
Oh,
you can never copy somebody else's answers.
Yeah,
you have to speak your heart. Tell us about your experience and about your true self.
Right.
Actually, I think it's a great thing that the questions are obvious. But like Daktari is saying, there is no way you can answer the question the same way.
Yes.
The answers will have to draw from your own experience from your own story.
Leo niambie ni timu ngapi wanaenda. Daktari sio hivyo, niambie ni ngapi.
Jimmy, it's just a few minutes.
Do you see how I looked? How last I looked last time?
Minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Patience, please.
Soon enough, you'll be able to tell who's going.
So who is staying? Who is going?
You are watching Miss President. Welcome back to Miss President. Over 1,000 applications were received from all over Kenya, and from these, 70 contestants were shortlisted. In the next few shows, there will be auditions to select a team of 40 women who will battle it out at the academy. They will then go through a process of training, tasks, challenges, and problem-solving activities, presentations, and finally, eliminations. You can be sure that at every stage of this competition, you will be at the edge of your seat as you attempt to figure out who among all these capable women will emerge on top. Here are the contestants who've made it to the academy. They will be joined by the contestants who are nominated today to the next step to bring us to our top 40 contestants.
Okay, that tense, nerve-wracking, ulcer-inducing moment is here. I had to take some medication just in case mine start working out. I've tried to ask how many people are going. Of course, you can see from their reaction that they're wondering, oh yeah, Jimmy, not Leo. Yeah, so it's not going to happen. So your decision is final.
In this case, yes.
Okay, let's have the first batch of contestants in, please. Wow, Your Excellencies. It's been a long journey from 1,000 to where you're standing now. So you need to pat yourself in the back and just say, yes, I am a winner. Yeah? And I'm speaking on behalf of the team, the judges, and of course, your family and friends at home. They've been rooting for you and saying, yes, no matter what, you are their hero. Okay? But like I said in my preface, this is a competition, and there are those who must stay, and there are those who will continue to support, but from outside the precincts of the academy. With that, let me hand you over to the judges. Judges, Dr. Harrison.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, now this is the dreaded moment, but we have to do what we have to do for the competition to go on so that we can get the one Miss President. And without much ado, I'd like to call Jennifer Wairimu Waring to step forward. Jeptanui Faith Chebi, Josephine Mbone Agamu, we are sorry to say we have to let you go home. However, we were very pleased with what you did, and you should also be able to become leaders in your different capacities. Thank you. To the three of you, congratulations. You're going to the next level.
We've been anxious for long. We've been waiting for the judgment. We know that all of us are leaders in our own capacities. So any one of us could have gone home.
I'm very happy, and I thank God and the team for finding me worthy to be in the contest.
I had faith in God, and I thank God for this far that He has brought me.
Amen.
Yeah.
Now let's meet the next set of contestants.
Your Excellencies, this is amazing. That after so, many hurdles, many challenges, here you are. The numbers, of course, were huge. You managed to go through them, and you're standing in front of us. Your families, of course, your supporters rooting for you are proud of you, irrespective. And I'm speaking, of course, on behalf of the judges and the team. This is a competition. You knew that this time would come. I can't imagine what you're thinking right now. Will I stay? Or will I support my sisters from outside? But with that, only two people can tell us that, and that is the judges. So I'll hand you over to them.
Your Excellencies, it's the dreaded moment, but we have to cross this bridge nevertheless. So I'm going to call out names, and if you hear your name, kindly step forward. Okay? Juliet Mapenzi Rua, please step forward. Linda Nyakio Kamau, please step forward. Lynette Mosa Mavu, please step forward. Lucy Daisy Mwangi, please step forward. Congratulations. For now, you're safe. You'll be nominated to the next step of this show. Thank you.
The last team used to tell us when they were told to step forward, you're the one who are going home. So I was like, no, not today, God, not today.
I'm feeling so good,
Like
so relieved. You can imagine me, a mother who has always been reprimanding children at home. and telling them, why have you failed? And then they see me on TV on the first round being removed. I think it would have been disastrous.
I'm very surprised. Actually, I didn't like what I said. I didn't like what I did.
Well, I guess the judges liked it.
I'm so grateful to God. Aki, I can't believe it, but I don't know what I'm feeling actually.
Now let's meet the next set of contestants.
This is that moment where you know whether you performed well, or your performance, no matter how good it was, needs a lot more to be done. So, but off the bat, let me say you are winners either way, and your family, your friends, and the team agree with that. But there's another stage that we have to go to. Some can go there, some will have to support you from without this forum. So with that, let me hand you over to the two people who have the powers to do that. The judges.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is a very tough moment for us too. But work has to be done in search of the Miss President. And for that reason, we'll have to let some of you go home. Not because you are not good enough, but because the others today were much better. I'd like to request Mary Wawira Njue to step forward. Mary Mudachi. And Mary Miano to step forward. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll request the others to leave the house. You've not made it today, but we still hope that we can be able to engage. Yes.
Follow me, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations once more.
Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised?
This is just like an exam. You expect anything, when you make it, you definitely feel like, wow, you are shocked.
Why you of all people? Prayer woman.
Your statement almost killed me. That you have done best. But even though you have done best, you still have some things to do.
And I'm so happy. I was nervous all through, but I knew I had answered well.
For some, there's joy, celebration, and a hefty dose of appreciation as they advance in the competition. For others, it's a somber moment, but still full of insights they can take from the judges.
Quite a number of you performed well, and it was also very hard for us to decide on who is going home and who is staying in the academy. But we had to make this decision. And for a few, it was an issue of speaking, presentation. Yeah, how you presented yourself, how you presented your ideas. For others, you were not consistent in the story that you were giving us. So that we are trying to probe to get the idea, but we are not getting your story was not flowing. So that was another reason for some. For others, we felt that perhaps maybe you need a little bit more leadership experience, or rather what you were giving us was not enough considering the other competitors for the day. And also for others, we felt like you had enough experience, you were also quite presentable, but somehow we felt that the non-verbal that you were giving us was not also very consistent. So that is what informed our choices today on who was staying in the academy and who was leaving. Yes.
There was no drive, there was no sort of fire in the belly, and so at least from where we sit, it looked quite a mechanical process. And given the level of competition, that was not going to be able to, win you a chance into the next stage. So it's not necessarily about lack of capacity or competence or anything like that. It's just that in the moment when you are before the cameras, when all the attention was on you, maybe because of the nerves and everything else, a good number of you are not able to, properly bring yourself out.
After a day of anxiety, expectations of going through the first stage, and the disappointment of going home too early in the competition, a mixture of questions, curiosity of what might have been, tears, and comforting hugs filled the evening.
We hata kuna contestants wametolewa wazee hapo, sikuwa nimebeta hapo kwa hao majudges wajua nafikiriaje. Yeah? They've done their best, lakini unfortunately the competition, so they have to continue on their individual parts of leadership. For those that remain, the pool of competition gets smaller and the effort they have to put in gets bigger. By the way, akina mama wengi wamekuwa president Africa. Like for example, the former president of Malawi, Joyce Banda, alisema hivi: the seeds of success in every nation on earth are best planted in women and children. By the way, ungependa ku-encourage mtu, or maybe you want to share your opinion, or pengine wewe na mabesi ungependa ku-predict, tweet us on @media_focus. On Facebook, we are @mediafocus on Africa. Instagram, @mediafocus on Africa. So, as we say goodbye to the contestants, we also say goodbye to you, lakini wewe tutakuwa next week. The motivation, the passion, and the wonders on the journey to the top continue with the next episode of Miss President.